Hello friends, today I will give you overview about the S4HANA, what is mean by the S4HANA, why SAP shifted to the S4HANA, what are the benefits of HANA database. Okay, HANA is a kind of a database, SAP own database. Okay, and what is the new user interface in the S4HANA. Okay, that we will see all this in this lecture. Okay, so this is my basic introduction. I am a SD consultant. Previously I have worked as an ABAP developer, but right now I am a perfectly a functional consultant, currently working in one of the MNC in the S4 HANA project. Okay, if you are being the part of the implementation project, then it will be a good for you. So I have done so many implementation projects as well as support projects. Now I just totally switched my career in giving coach and consulting for a different IT companies. So this is generally the agenda of today's SAP training. Okay, first I will tell you this history and evolution of S4 HANA. So how S4 HANA evolved. So that is very important. तो आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि SAP HANA क्यों आया, क्या वजह थी उसकी आने की, क्यों SAP ने ECC के बाद S4 HANA वर्जन जो है वो लॉन्च करा, ये सब हम इसमें देखेंगे. Then after we will see the overview of R3 architecture. R3 architecture क्या होता है, ठीक है. Then we will see the SAP Fiori. It's a new user interface. Okay, new UI, GUI. ओके ये हम देखेंगे इसमें क्या फ़ायदा है. एंड देन आफ्टर कोर एंड लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस इन द S4 HANA. S4 HANA का क्या कोर है, कौन से लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस होता है, क्या फ़ायदा होता है, वो सब हम देखेंगे इसमें. ठीक है, SAP ने बहुत सारी कंपनी एक्वायर्ड करी हैं, तो उनका क्या फ़ायदा है S4 HANA में, वो सब भी हम देखेंगे. देन SAP HANA मॉडल, ठीक है, कि HANA मॉडल कैसा होता है, किस तरीके से उसमें वार्म और कोल्ड स्टोरेज होती है, ठीक है, कैसे डेटा प्रोसेस होता है, वो सब इसमें देखेंगे. एंड फाइनली वी विल सी द मेमोरी कंप्यूटेशन इन S4 HANA. तो जैसे आपको पता है कि HANA जो डेटाबेस है SAP ओन डेटाबेस है दैट सपोर्ट द रो एंड कॉलम बेस आर्किटेक्चर. तो वो हम देखेंगे फाइनली कि क्या फ़ायदा हुआ कॉलम बेस में आने से, क्या बेनिफिट्स हुए, क्या एग्जीक्यूशन टाइम जो है वो कम हुआ, ज़्यादा हुआ, वो सब हम अपने लास्ट टॉपिक में देखेंगे. सो दैट इज़ अबाउट दिस agenda of today's training. Now we will start. Okay, now we will quickly see the S4 HANA evolution, how SAP S4 HANA came to the picture, and what was the earlier versions of the SAP, what is the major technology change in the earlier version. We will see this one by one. So start करते हैं R2 आर्किटेक्चर से. So R2 आर्किटेक्चर 1979 में SAP ने लॉन्च करा था. So previous version was the R1 and it was a very old version. You can say it was a starting version. So R2 में क्या था, it is based on the mainframe technology. So it is based on the mainframe technology and there are only two layer architecture there. So two servers, you can say that the database layer and the application layer are running on the one server and the presentation layer running on the another server. So that's why it's not too much user friendly, not the client friendly. So SAP soon realized it and launched another software, another versions, you can say that in the 1992, and it's called the R3 version. So R3 में क्या था, R3 is a very successful product of the SAP. And because for all the layers like database layer, application layer and presentation layer, there are different servers, and you can say that it is more client based oriented. Okay, so ये जो तीनों लेयर्स थी, सो ये तीनों अलग अलग सर्वर में चलती थी. दैट्स वाई यू कैन से दैट इट्स अ क्लाइंट बेस्ड आर्किटेक्चर. और इसमें होता था कि ये क्लाइंट स्पेसिफिक थी. लाइक यू ऑलरेडी नो दैट कि अगर हम किसी भी टेबल को, किसी भी DDIC टेबल या फिर SAP में कोई टेबल होती है, उसको हम क्लाइंट स्पेसिफिक बनाते हैं, ठीक है. तो दैट यू कैन नॉट सी इन अनदर क्लाइंट. सो लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. दे आर वन सर्वर. Okay, there is one server in which two clients are running, let's say 100 and 200. So now whatever the data you have provided in the 100 client, you can't see it in the 200 client. So this is, you can say that, clients based architecture. So that was a major change in the R3 technology, so that it is more user friendly and clients oriented, client based architecture. So Then after SAP after the R3 in the 1992, so SAP launched the 2000 in ERP, or you can say that ECC version in the 2004. So what is mean by the ECC? ECC is called Enterprise Central Component. Okay, and it, you cannot say that it's a new product, it's just an upgrade of R3. Okay, after the 5.0, SAP renamed the R3 architecture to the ECC. And one more thing is that why SAP launches ECC, because it's a web based architecture. So हुआ क्या था कि 2000 में in the 2000 companies are more shifting their business in web technology. तो जो क्लाइंट होते थे उनको वेब एक्सेस चाहिए था SAP एक्सेस करने के लिए. तो देन आफ्टर SAP also realized that that technology is very important and they have to shift their business, their products also on web based. So that's why they launched the SAP NetWeaver. SAP NetWeaver उन्होंने launch करा, and this was a different product. In R3 is a different product and SAP NetWeaver was the different product, but soon in the 2004 SAP combined it with the NetWeaver. Okay, so there is only one product, you can say that was the ECC. So ये एक major change था ECC कंपोनेंट में. और उसके अलावा क्या था कि जैसे कुछ बिजनेस बॉक्सेस होते थे, बिजनेस वेयर हाउस वगैरह, वो सब क्या हुआ कि वो सारे कंबाइन हो गए. पहले क्या होता था R3 में सारे बॉक्सेस डिफरेंट होते थे. ओके, अगर आपको किसी से इंटीग्रेट करना है तो ऑल आर डिफरेंट, जस्ट लाइक SAP business warehouse, business intelligence, all are the different boxes. So you have to integrate in between them either through the iDocs or data transfer techniques, but in the ECC all are combined, so that can reduce the data transferring time. Okay, so ये एक मेजर चेंज था, एंड इट इज आल्सो अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल प्रोडक्ट. 2004 में जब इन्होंने लॉन्च करा तो इट इज आल्सो अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल प्रोडक्ट. एंड टिल 2014 यू कैन से दैट कि ECC SAP ने ECC में अपग्रेड करा. ओके, तो लेकिन उसके बाद 2015 में SAP ने कंप्लीटली S/4HANA लॉन्च करा. ओके, एंड इट्स अ कोर न्यू प्रोडक्ट. सो ये पूरा नया प्रोडक्ट था. So but there is a story behind this product also, so I will tell you the story behind this product. So in the 2011 SAP realized that they can launch the HANA database. So that was the database actually in memory platform. Previously in the ECC version, SAP uses some other company database, either it's called, you can say the Sybase, either you can say MySQL, or you can say that Oracle. So that was running on the third party database. तो ये क्या होता था, ECC में थर्ड पार्टी डेटाबेस चलता था, बट SAP soon realized that they should have to launch their own database. So that's why in the 2011 SAP came into with picture SAP HANA. HANA means high performance analytical appliances. So it's a kind of SAP, it's a SAP own database. Okay, so SAP want to see the performance of their products on this database. So high performance analytical appliances. So as you can say that high performance analytical appliances, name suggested, it's just improve the performance of their products. So 2011 में उन्होंने इन मेमोरी प्लेटफॉर्म एक HANA डेटाबेस लॉन्च करा विच यू कैन रन ऑन द ECC. तो ECC पे उसे रन करा गया एंड द रिजल्ट्स आर लिटिल बेटर, नॉट सो गुड. उसके बाद इस SAP बिजनेस वेयर हाउस के नाम से उन्होंने एक प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करा HANA डेटाबेस पे. ओके, सो रियल टाइम एनालाइजिंग एंड रियल टाइम रिपोर्टिंग के लिए, ताकि आप चेक कर सके कि उनकी जैसे बिजनेस वेयर हाउस में क्या होता है कि जनरली ट्रांजेक्शन्स OLAP OLTP काइंड ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन्स आप उसमें ट्रैक कर सकते हो. देन आफ्टर अगेन इन द 2014 यू कैन से दैट. ओके, सो इन द 2014 SAP launches one product which is called Simple Finance. Okay, Simple Finance एक उन्होंने लॉन्च करा. You cannot see this in the slide, but SAP ने 2014 में Simple Finance project launch करा, which they totally run on the S4 Simple Finance इसका नाम था. ओके, बट इट इज ओनली रिलेटेड टू द फाइनेंस, इसमें किसी भी और तरह की इंटीग्रेशन नहीं, जस्ट लाइक सप्लाई चेन, लॉजिस्टिक्स, SCM, HR, ये सब कुछ नहीं था इसमें, ठीक है। तो खाली एक फाइनेंस का कोर प्रोडक्ट है, एंड जस्ट दे वांट टू चेक द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ देयर हाना डेटाबेस, कि उसकी डेटाबेस की परफॉर्मेंस कैसी होती है इफ दे यूज देयर ओन डेटाबेस एंड देयर एप्लीकेशन प्रोडक्ट। सो इसको देखा गया एंड द रिजल्ट्स आर वेरी गुड, एंड SAP realized that the speed becomes 1800 times faster in this product. So then SAP realized that they should have to launch all their products on this S4 HANA. Then after this 2014 SAP released in 2015 SAP S4 HANA, in which all the processes like logistics are inbuilt. Okay, so this just simplified the data model, and it's a kind of a new user experience and advanced processing, or you can say that एक मेजर बात जो थी इसमें कॉलम बेस्ड आर्किटेक्चर था, रो बेस्ड आर्किटेक्चर नहीं था। वो मैं आपको बाद में बताऊंगा व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द रो बेस्ड एंड कॉलम बेस्ड आर्किटेक्चर। बट एज ऑफ नाउ यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट कि इसमें परफॉर्मेंस SAP की बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई, स्पीड बहुत ज़्यादा आपकी इंक्रीज हो गई, और उसके अलावा क्या हुआ कि आपका यूज़र फ्रेंडली एक्सपीरियंस। तो कभी भी आप किसी भी चीज़ को, अगर किसी प्रोडक्ट को रन करते हैं तो उसमें क्या होता है कि मेन थिंग होती है कि यूज़र एक्सपीरियंस कैसा है। तो जनरली होता है क्या है कि अगर आप पहले जैसे इफ़ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट 1995 और 2000, तो वहाँ पे क्या होता था, उस तरह की स्क्रीन्स नहीं होती थी SAP में, इतनी अच्छी स्क्रीन्स नहीं होती थी, दैट आर लुकिंग समथिंग ओल्ड, समथिंग यू कैन से दैट डिम। सो इसी वजह से SAP ने रियलाइज किया एंड SAP ने इसको मॉडिफाइड करा इन द फ्यूरी एप्स। तो SAP ने क्या करा कि फ्यूरी एप्स जो है वो लॉन्च करी, एंड फ्यूरी एप्स को आप इंटीग्रेट करा कि S4 HANA से। तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड यूज़र एक्सपीरियंस। अभी ये क्या हुआ कि जब एप्लीकेशन वर्ल्ड हो गया था तो SAP ने भी सोचा कि हम अब अपने क्लाइंट्स को ऐप एक्सेस देंगे। तो जस्ट लाइक इफ़ यू आर क्रिएटिंग द परचेज ऑर्डर और समथिंग लाइक दैट, सेल्स ऑर्डर, तो उसका एक्सेस आपको क्लाइंट को दे सकते हैं कि वो ट्रैक कर सकते हैं अभी सेल्स ऑर्डर कहाँ पर है, फ्यूरी ऐप से अपने मोबाइल पे, अपने लैपटॉप पे, कहीं पे भी वो एक्सेस कर सकते हैं उसको। तो इस तरीके से फ्यूरी ऐप्स की हेल्प से बेटर यूज़र एक्सपीरियंस SAP को मिला। ओके, इसके अलावा क्या हुआ कि SAP S4 HANA में रिडंडेंसी कम हुई, बहुत सारा डेटा जो रिपीटेशन होता था, बहुत सारी टेबल जो रिपीट्स होती थी इन प्रीवियस वर्जन्स लाइक ECC, वो कम हुई, बिकॉज नाउ दे जस्ट try to merge the data in a single platform. So that's why now performance improved and everything got improved. So okay, so now we are going to start the SAP Fiori. So in this Fiori we will see that what is the mean by Fiori, what is a new user experience, and why now companies want to go into the Fiori. Okay, and it is a web based technology, or you can say that it's SAP owned apps which you can run on browsers. So first start with the Fiori. So Fiori generally names the flower. Okay, so the thing is that SAP ने बहुत सारी अपनी apps बनाई, and that apps you can run from any devices like mobile or desktop or from any part of the world. It's not like you need to do everything like you have to provide the server details, you have to provide all the things. No, just you have one user ID and password, you can log on, and there are some roles in the Fiori which you can by logging into your roles you can see what are the Fiori apps active for your role. So these are the things which you can see in the Fiori. I will move forward one by one. Okay, so first previously the user experience is very bad. The screens which you can see in the SAP logon, okay, so that's are very bad screens, and I mean you can not say the very bad, you can say that that's are not user friendly. Okay, user friendly in the sense कि वो बहुत पुरानी screens थी, बहुत old, and now SAP thinks that कि उन्हें कुछ ऐसा change करना अपने user interface में ताकि वो थोड़ा अच्छा लगे, because right now the world is for the apps, and the designing part is also matter. So इसलिए वो उसने अपना प्रोडक्ट बनाया जिसमें काफ़ी अच्छे फ़ॉन्ट्स डाले गए, काफ़ी अच्छा बैकग्राउंड कलर्स डाले गए, एक अच्छा यूज़र एक्सपीरियंस देने की कोशिश करी थ्रू द फ्यूरी. सो it's a kind of a launchpad which you can run on the your servers. Okay, so there are some transaction codes. If you type that in your T code window, then you it will launch the SAP Fiori Launchpad. So next पे चलते हैं. So SAP ने क्या करा? So these are the screens previous in the SAP logon. So latest SAP logon 760 है और उसमें आप देखेंगे कि जो यूजर इंटरफेस है SAP GUI स्क्रीन इन्हें कहते हैं. SAP GUI screens are very old screens. Okay, and user interface is not too much good. So what SAP analyzed that on the basis of user experience, like somebody's want to create the purchase order, purchase requisition, and then after inbound delivery. So all this process after taking the user experience, they want to shift, they want to change the way SAP the screen works. Okay, so what they did is that they changed the whole user experience by designing the SAP Fiori. And then after, so there is a 5 parameters on which SAP Fiori is based. So one is called the role based. Okay, so what is the meaning of role based? So what is the meaning of role based? So role based क्या होता है? Role based जनरली कि जैसे कोई लेट्स से कि आपने आपको कोई वेंडर है. ओके, सो वेंडर क्या है कि अगर गुड्स सप्लाई करता है तो उसको पता होना चाहिए, ट्रैक होना चाहिए कि अभी गुड्स कहाँ पे पहुंचे हैं. ठीक है, तो आप एक वेंडर रोल बना सकते हैं. ठीक है, जो पर्टिकुलरली वेंडर एक्सेस करे. ओके, तो वो अपने गुड्स की मूवमेंट देख सकता है कि जो उसने गुड्स अपने वेयरहाउस से भेजे हैं वो अभी तक कहां तक पहुंचे हैं. ठीक है, तो ये सारे इसका मतलब होता है रोल बेस्ड. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि एक जैसे SAP लॉग ऑन में होता है कि अगर आपने यूजर आईडी पासवर्ड बना दी तो आप सब कुछ देख सकते हैं. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. ठीक है, अगर आपका रोल है इफ यू आर बिलोंग फ्रॉम वेयर हाउस. ओके, सो अगर आप वेयर हाउस से बिलोंग करते हैं तो आप वेयर हाउस से रिलेटेड जो प्रोसेस है वही चेक कर पाए. It's not like that you can also see the sales order, you can also see the purchase order, all you know. So whatever are the process related to the warehouse, you can only see the process in your Fiori role based apps. Okay, तो ये आपके लिए एक्टिव की जाएंगी. So that is the meaning of the role based. जो भी जिसका रोल है वो आप अगर कोई मैनेजर पोजीशन पे है तो उसको मैनेजर पोजीशन के हिसाब से हम एप्स उसके लिए ओपन कर सकते हैं इन द SAP Fiori Launchpad. Then we see second thing, responsive. So what is mean by the responsive? All size devices, versions and channels. Now you can see that in the SAP all the things are running on the Fiori's apps are running, or either you can access it through the mobiles or any iPad or any laptop. Okay, so from any screen you can access the Fiori apps. So this is the actually the meaning of this term responsive. So now the third thing is that simple. So what is mean by the simple? So one user, one use case and 3 screens. Now that is very important. So like if you have created the purchase order, let's say you have created the purchase order. Okay, so it's not like that. You can also edit it and display it. So to create the purchase order is a different app, to change the purchase order is a different app, and to display the purchase order is a different app. So it doesn't mean that all apps, like in the SAP GUI, if you have created the purchase order in the same screen you can change it and you can display it, but not in the case of the Fiori app. So for the creation of purchase order there is a different app, for changing the purchase order there is a different app, to display the order there is a different app. So that is the meaning of simple. Okay, so one user, one use case but 3 screens. Okay, so 3 screens में आप उसको ट्रैक कर सकते हैं. So कभी कभार होता भी है ऐसा कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में कुछ ही पर्सन को अलाउड किया जाता है purchase order creation करने के लिए, and some only allowed to change the purchase order and some are only allowed to display the purchase order. Okay, वो खाली purchase order देख सकते हैं, कितने का purchase order बना कितना नहीं बना वो देख सकते हैं. And you know that release strategies, maybe I will tell you after some time what is the meaning of release strategy, but as of now just remember that कि इसमें क्या है कि आप एक बहुत ही कैटेगराइज वे में काम कर सकते हैं, बहुत ही रोल स्पेसिफिक वे में काम कर सकते हैं. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट कि एक ही स्क्रीन में आप सब कुछ कर सकते हैं. देयर इज नॉट लाइक अ नेविगेशन थिंग हेयर. ओके, कि आप हर जगह से हर चीज से ट्रैक करते जाए. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. फ्योरी इज अ app. Fury is a launchpad in which we just define the apps. So हर process के लिए if you are doing the goods issue or goods receive, then there is a different screen to do the goods issue and goods receipts. Okay, so now we move to the fourth thing, coherent. So what is the meaning of the coherent? I mean, whatever the way you want to see your window, you can see it in that way. So like this is my window. Now here I want the purchase order app, here I want purchase order app, and in the left hand side I want the purchase order app, and in the right hand side, let's say I want the good receipt app. Okay, so this means that I can customize this. I can just I have to make some customizations. Okay, or you can say that you have to just shuffle the apps and you can achieve the way you want to see the Fury Launchpad. So these are the generally the meaning of this coherent. I mean, users can define the front screens according to their need. Okay, and then after the instant value. Okay, so instant values mean that low barrier to adoption. It's not like that कि आपको पहले सर्वर्स की डिटेल डालनी पड़ेगी, देन आफ्टर आपको क्लाइंट डालना पड़ेगा, देन आफ्टर आप लॉग ऑन करेंगे, देन आफ्टर आपको टी कोड डालना पड़ेगा, देन आफ्टर आपको डिटेल्स डालनी पड़ेंगी सारी, देन यू कैन डू द you can create the vendor, you can do the you can do the transaction. It's not like that. There is a specific apps. If you want to create if you want to create the company level data for the vendor, then you can there is a separate app for this, and you can easily create it through this app. So this is actually the meaning of instant value, low barrier. Okay, so users can easily adopt this. So that is the glory of the Fury, that there is no hurdle. Mainly Fury is used for non-consultants guys. Okay, so who would not want to go into the GUI screens, because somebody is going into the SAP logon screen, then they might get confused that what is this and what is that, what is this T code, what is that transactions codes. But if you give them the proper apps that you have to work on these apps, 2 or 4 or 5 or 10 apps in their launchpad, then they can easily run the apps and do their transactions easily in a better user experience way. So now we move to the other thing. So in the Fury, so it's not like that Fury is only for the transactional. Okay, you can do the analytics in it, you can do the fact sheets, you can create the fact sheets of it. So like you have, if you have created the quotation or purchase requisitions or purchase order, so that we can say that it's a kind of a transactions. Okay, whatever the transactions or whatever the order you have created, you can see it one by one in the app. Okay, so according to the company code level. Okay, so then after, if there is a analytical thing, so like if you want to see that how much purchase order you have created, more than you can say that $1,000 or $10,000, then that will come into the analytical. So there are some analytical apps, predefined analytical apps provided by the SAP that you can run on in MM side or procurement side, and can analyze the things that how much you have procured the material, who have done the highest procurement, which department created which department have created the highest purchase order. So these things you can analyze and search in the analytical apps. So that's why Fury is more important, because with the help of pie charts, graphs and histograms, you can analyze it in a better way. And then after the fact sheets, so fact sheets में होता क्या है कि आपको facts मिलेंगे कि हाँ कि इतने बंदों ने परचेजिंग करी है, ठीक है, इतने डिपार्ट इस परचेजिंग ग्रुप से इतनी परचेजिंग हुई है, इस परचेजिंग ग्रुप से इतनी परचेजिंग हुई है, इस वेयर हाउस से सबसे ज़्यादा माल गया है. सो दिस यू कैन सी इन द फैक्ट शीट्स. ओके, so just like now you can see that this is the kind of a launch pad, SAP Fiori launch pad. Okay, so here you can see that this button is showing your identity. So this is showing your identity. Okay, so where what's your user ID, and then after some app finder tool, and then settings, and then edit home page. So with the help of edit home page you can personalize your home page, and in the settings you can do some things like user preference, access to tile catalog. Okay, so these settings you can do, and this is the search. If you want to search any app, then you can search with this button. Like if you want to create the return purchase order, you can search with this app. If you want to search inventory visibility, so you can search this. And this is we call the tile group. So whatever you want to whatever the apps you want in this tile group, you can just click on that app and add into your tile group. Okay, so these are generally the Fiori apps: create purchase requisition, my purchase requisition, confirm good receipt, upload supplier invoices. So these are the some standard SAP Fiori apps. If you want to customize it, then you can customize it. Okay, so there is a OData service behind every Fiori app. You have to go there, and with the help of developer you can do the customization there. So this is generally the overview of SAP Fiori Launchpad. So it's look like this screen, and whatever the apps you want to enter here, you can just add it in a tile. Okay, so we just move to the other thing. So sometimes like settings, in the second settings you can just personalize like colors. Okay, user account is there. Then appearance, in the appearance if you want to, it's like the same SAP GUI. In the SAP GUI also you can do the personalization, in which you can change the colors of the screen. Same here, you can change the color of screen, but that colors are the जो कलर की इम्पैक्ट है, या फिर ये कह सकते हैं एक यूजर अप्रोच है, यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छी है इन कंपेयर ऑफ SAP लॉगऑन. जो SAP लॉगऑन के कलर थे दैट आर लुक वेरी पैथेटिक. ओके, बट हियर दैट्स लुक वेरी गुड. ओके, so that is simple and sober. Here you can find these colors. And then after the home page, if you want to go again to the home page, you can go into the home page. Language and region, if you want to change your region, you can change it. So these are some settings which you can do according to your user profile in the SAP logon screen. So let's move to the another thing. So here is just like if you want to add anything as a tile, you can add it. Okay, so end user can personalize the tiles in their SAP Fiori Launchpad environment. So whoever is the end user, either your vendor or your customers, whoever it is, so they can customize their Fiori Launchpad by just clicking on that app and save it as a tile. If they just save it as a tile, they have to provide some sort of you can say that this title, and then after subtitle, and my group is my home, enter the title and new title and choose the title group. Then you, after entering on this button, after entering on OK button, that app will go into your launchpad screen. So it is a home screen, or you can set launchpad screen. So here you can just add up the your app, okay, which you wanted to be in a home screen. So these are the general things required for the Fiori. Okay, so if you go deep, then you can see so many other things in the Fiori based on the user profile, and some ABAP enhancements in the Fiori, OData service. These kinds of things are required in the project, because whenever the customization happen, so SAP provides a null solution, but if some customization required from your client side, then you need to do, and you require some ABAP or Fiori developer help. So that's just about the Fiori. So now let's see some core features in the S4 HANA. So पहले क्या था कि SAP ECC में बहुत सारे मॉड्यूल्स थे, वो अलग अलग थे. लाइक इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द CRM प्लस SRM. सो CRM क्या होता है? कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट. ओके, सो दिस इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टूल इन द बिजनेस, कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट, जहाँ पे हम जो भी कस्टमर होते हैं उनके डेटा को यूज करके उनके ऊपर किस तरह की मार्केटिंग टेक्निक लगानी है, कौन से प्रोडक्ट सेल करने हैं, वो सब इसमें होता है. एंड सिमिलरली लाइक एसआरएम में क्या होता है? सप्लायर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट. ओके, सो लाइक in the CRM we are making the relationship with the customer, but in the SRM we are making the relationship with the your supplier. Okay, the company of supplier. तो ये दो मॉड्यूल थे, that is surrounded by the core of ECC. So let's say that ECC एक core था. Okay, ECC एक you can say that product था, और उसके आस मतलब CRM जो थे उसमें मर्ज नहीं थे एक तरह से. ठीक है, इट इज सराउंडेड बाय द ECC. तो होता क्या था कि डुप्लीकेसी होती थी डेटा की बहुत बार. ठीक है, डुप्लीकेसी होती थी. डेटा जो है आप ECC में सेव कर रहे हैं वही आपको CRM में सेव करना पड़ता था. जैसे एग्जांपल के लिए आप कस्टमर रिकॉर्ड सेव कर रहे हैं, तो कस्टमर रिकॉर्ड आपको कस्टमर मास्टर रिकॉर्ड, कस्टमर का कोई रिकॉर्ड जो है, किस तरह का कस्टमर है, क्या उसका एड्रेस है, कहाँ उसका क्या परचेजिंग है, कहाँ क्या टैक्सेशन है, वो सारा कस्टमर मास्टर में स्टोर्ड होता है. तो कस्टमर मास्टर रिकॉर्ड जो है वो हमारा ECC में भी हम बनाते थे और CRM में भी, यहाँ पे भी बनाते थे, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हम कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट कर रहे हैं. बट that solved actually in the S4 HANA, because some features like CRM, SRM fully submerged in the S4 HANA. Okay, S4 HANA में दोनों आ गए. And what is that? We just create the business partner here. So our business partner is also a customer, vendor. So हम यहाँ पे business partner create करते हैं और हमारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाती है, हमें डेटा डुप्लीकेसी नहीं होती है कहीं भी. सो रिटेंडेंसी जो है वो कम हुई और इससे परफॉर्मेंस इंप्रूव हुई मेनली. ओके, सो ये सारे इसके लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस है S4 HANA के. S4 फाइनेंस, S4 ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज, S4 मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, ओके, एंड S4 सप्लाई चेन, ओके, asset management. So these are some LOB, line of business we call generally. Okay, so now the thing is that SAP also acquired some companies year by year to अपनी मार्केट में क्लाउड में पकड़ बनाने के लिए. ठीक है, तो ईयर बाय ईयर SAP ने बहुत सारी कंपनीज एक्वायर करी, लाइक फील्ड ग्लास, एरिबा, कॉन्कर, सक्सेस फैक्टर्स, ताकि वो एक क्लाउड में पकड़ बना पाए. बिकॉज आफ्टर द 2010 if you see that cloud business improved so much, and most of the companies now running on the cloud, and that is increasing with a very fast rate. So that's why SAP also thinks that if they have to be in the market, so they should have to make some impact in the cloud. So that's why SAP tried to buy some companies year by year. So these are the some companies which SAP buy, like Ariba, Concur, Success Factor. So generally what is the Success Factor do? Success Factor is a cloud based HR solution. So your business solution is based on the software as a service model. Okay, तो जनरली होता क्या था कि ये HR सॉल्यूशन, जो HR सॉल्यूशन प्रोवाइड करता है. ठीक है, तो इसलिए और क्लाउड बेस्ड था, तो इसलिए SAP ने इसे एक्वायर कर लिया. एंड सिमिलरली विद द फील्ड ग्लास जो था वो वेंडर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट का था. ओके, तो अगर SAP को अपनी क्लाउड में पकड़ बनानी थी वेंडर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट में, तो उसने फील्ड ग्लास को एक्वायर करा. Okay, so now the main question is that the supply relationship management, you can tell me that it is already present in S4 HANA core. So what's the need of this additional feature? What's the need of this additional module? So this is required when business want to enhance some functionality in the existing S4 HANA. Like there are some limited functions still in the S4 HANA related to the sourcing and procurement. Okay, so but if business is properly based on that sourcing and procurement, then they need the additional features, and which can be provided by the field glass. So that's why SAP try to acquire some companies, and main thing is that these kinds of companies are running on the cloud. So because now the business wants to go into the cloud, that help in SAP with the help of these small companies to come in the cloud market. Okay, so these are the some companies, and then after you can see that Hybris. Okay, so Hybris is mainly for the e-commerce platform. Okay, so most of the e-commerce companies wants to implement the Hybris, which is used for marketing, which is used for the sales, which is used for the service. So that's why when the e-commerce is coming, so SAP try to buy the Hybris company so that they can make an impact in the e-commerce industry. And similarly with the SAP Concur, so Concur is generally providing the traveling solutions, traveling and expense management system. So SAP also tried to SAP already bought this Concur, SAP Concur company, which is based on the traveling and expense. So it's also the cloud based, so that's why SAP can enhance their functionalities to the cloud with the help of this Concur technology. Okay, so I hope that all the things which are here I have already discussed, and you get a better clear picture about S4 HANA core and what are the additional products on the clouds available for the S4 HANA. So previously we have seen the evolution of SAP S4 HANA. We have seen the different versions. So in this I will go more deep in the mainly in the S4 HANA. Okay, so यहाँ पे हम देखेंगे कि S4 HANA में भी क्या क्या changes आए, कैसे कैसे finally S4 HANA evolve हुआ. So in the 2011, as you can see that business suits on HANA. तो यहाँ पे हम देखते हैं कि previously there was in the ECC there is any database, and the ERP and is the SAP NetWeaver. So this is you can say that it's a one product. And when the business suite on HANA came, then just we have replaced the database with the SAP HANA. Okay, all the things remain same. It means that we are running the ECC on the HANA database. So all the things are remain same, only we have replaced the database. Previously there may be MySQL or some other database. Now it's a SAP HANA. And then after the SAP S4 Finance, in the SAP S4 Finance, this is the SAP ERP, any NetWeaver and the database. So the thing is that which I told you, in the 2014 SAP launched one S4 HANA Finance product. So it's also on the HANA database. Okay, so still I mean there are some logistics part, sales, procurement, supply chain management, all the things are here. But the thing is that the finance change only. The finance they want to run on the S4 HANA. So it's on, all are linked with each other. I mean, if you have to generate any invoice, that will go through the S4 HANA. So this is kind of a test product. So then SAP soon realized that that this is very successful and speed increase. Then all other modules like sales, like material management or procurement, they have all come on a S4 HANA. They finally changed, or you can say that updated this to S4 HANA. It means that it's not no more the finance specific. It will be a all process combined in a one product. So that's on in the running on the HANA database. So that's why it's called SAP S4 HANA Core. Here you can see the SAP HANA platform, on-premise, cloud and hybrid. So here you can see that first is the application services. So like web server, JavaScript, Fiori UX, graphic web modeler, application lifecycle. So what's meaning of actually the application services? So previously there were, I told you, 3-layer architecture. So sometimes in the HANA we required only the 2-tier architecture. Okay, why 2-tier architecture? So let's say there is an example in which a project manager wants to see the time sheet of its employee. Okay, so in that case what you want is that you want a quick access of the time sheets. So here there is only app in which we can see the time sheets, and there is a database in which time sheets are stored. So just just presentation layer will communicate with the database layer and will represent the data to the manager. Okay, so in that case presentation layer application layer is not required. So we can skip the application layer here, and this can be possible with the HANA database, because in the HANA database logics is itself include in the database. So that is, you can say that one more advantage of HANA database, when a simple logic you can also build up in the HANA. Okay. Then after the processing services, so in the processing services, like these are some methods by which we can see the data. So these all require some analytical apps. It's not like you can directly run this. So these all require some analytical app which by which you can fetch the data, and you can apply these kinds of services like graph, predictive, search, data element, text analytics. This you can do. And in the integration services like Hadoop, previously I told you that you can integrate the HANA with other technologies also. So like Hadoop is one of the if I talk about the data, so Hadoop is very popular in data mining and data searching. So this thing you can integrate with the Hadoop. So now come to the database services. So database services like OLTP, OLAP. So what is the meaning of OLTP? OLTP means online transaction processing. So sometimes OLTP, online transaction processing. So what is the mean of online transaction processing? So some kind of data is we call transactional data, or some kind of data we call analytical data. So like if you are creating any sales order, or if you are creating any purchase order, if you are doing any kind of a transaction, if you are creating any kind of invoices, so these are coming into transactional data, where we are doing some kind of a transaction. So this is called OLTP. And then after OLAP means online analytical processing. So here you require some data on which you can do the processing. Okay, like you can search for how many purchase order you have created for more than $1,000. So this is kind of a analytical processing in which you have to give some data on which you will provide some kind of a analysis. So now main question is that why this columnar OLTP and OLAP? Let's see this. So previously in the ECC version, what happens is that whenever there is a OLTP transaction, okay, it means that there is an online transaction processing. Let's say you have created some purchase order. So with the help of one technology which we call as a ETL means extract, transform and load. Okay, extract, transform and load uh, the data went to BW product, or you can say that BW box. Okay, business warehouse, you can say that business. It's better to say it's business warehouse. So here actually the data went with the help of ETL technology. So what happens is that the transaction, whatever the instant transaction that happened here, OLTP, will go through the ETL to the business warehouse on which we will apply our OLAP, any kind of a analytical processing, like how many purchase order you have created, what's the today's purchase order, or any kind of a sales if you have done. So that uh, logic we apply in this box with the help of OLAP technology. So what actually happen is that this transaction is not possible instantly. Okay, so that is the problem. The transaction not possible instantly. That might happen at the end of the day, or maybe on a periodic basis, and then after we are able to run this OLAP on the data coming here. So that is the main reason for the columnar based architecture, in which we can apply the OLTP and OLAP at a same time, because it's a columnar based, and we can apply it at a same time. And because of all these, SAP, that's why you you have seen that SAP, that's why launched its first product as a on the HANA database, BW Business Warehouse. It first launched BW Business Warehouse on the HANA database, because they just want to know the performance of the transactions happened. Okay, so they just want to apply some logics. So that is the best box for them to check the performance of the database. Okay, so apart from that, there are some more enhancement or more uh, modifications done in the S4HANA, like multi-core parallelizing. So because if the data is big, so you can segregate it into the different processes and perform it, so that it will enhance your speed. So, and advanced compression, so like the data which is not usable, you can compress it, and which is more frequently usable, you just put it in the main memory. So these are the some kind of technologies from the database perspective in the HANA database. Now we see some difference between the transitional database and the current database. So as you can see that the current database is coming into the red zone, and the historical database is coming into the blue zone. So what's that mean? That this is generally the hot zone, or you can say that more frequently used zone, and this historical means that the data which is not used too much frequently, or you can say that old historical data which might required once in a time, so that will go in this memory, and the data will which is required more is come in this memory, which we call as a hot area. So what you can do is that you can perform the transactions easily or fastly with the help of this hot area, because data is not stored too much deeply. And one more thing is that data aging strategies here. What happened with the HANA database is that if data is aged, so we can compress it in a uh, in a zone where memory is not consumable. Okay, so you know that RAM or ROM, so we just transfer that into the ROM area, not into the RAM area. We keep the things in the RAM area where we require the more logic or more frequent data. So that's it about the red zone. And previously, as you can see that the transitional database is uh, is consuming around 593 GB. Then after HANA database came, which only consuming only 118.6 GB. Then after S4 HANA came, which is only consuming, and now it's a current version which is only consuming 84. I mean, you have compressed the data to such a level that we required only that much memory. So this you can see that like how HANA is managing the data.
that is being very important, because if we go further in the future, then data is generating with a very fast rate. I mean, if you compare uh, in this world anything, then data is generating with a faster speed. So because integration is too much right now, social media platforms and everything is on a digital platform. So if everything is on digital platform, then it will create a more data. So ये एक चीज है जो आपको समझनी है कि अगर डेटा जनरेट होगा तो उसके हिसाब से हमें ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए होगी जो उस डेटा को प्रोसेस कर पाए, उस डेटा पे कंट्रोल कर पाए। अगर डेटा का काम का नहीं है तो उसे एक ऐसे एरिया में भेजे जहां पे that you can say that it's a kind of a storage area, okay, where I just store the data. I do not want frequently this data. Whatever I want, I will put this data into the hot sector, or you can say that current sector. uh, if I have to fetch anything, then I will easily fetch from this sector. So you should have to design this, and SAP already done this in the HANA. Okay, now come to the HANA database. So HANA database is there is three deployment options in the HANA database. So one is called, we call on premises. Okay, that is on premises, where we just build up the S4 HANA solution in in client servers. Okay, in client server we just build up the S4 HANA solution. This is on the client side, on premises, you can say that. So and then after there is a one model which we call as a hybrid model. So what mean by the hybrid model? So in the hybrid model, so there is one cloud and something is on the on premises. So we call this as a hybrid model. And then after there is a perfect cloud in which we just, if any client wants to any client wants a solution of S4 HANA on the cloud, then we just try to deploy it on the S4 HANA. But now, what's the difference between the on-premises, hybrid, and on cloud only? So
Now in the last I'm going to discuss you about the row and column based database. So previously I told you that कि SAP HANA जो है वो column based architecture भी support करता है. So इसमें मैं यही बताऊंगा what's the benefit of storing the data as a column base, or if you want to apply the logic, then it will be a good if you have a column based architecture. So here, like see, in every table, if database is required to store the data in the tables. Okay, so like I have a data like country, person and quantity. So I want to store it in the database. So how I will store it is like France net and 10, France Tony and 12, UK net at 8, Germany Anita and 4. So like it is giving you occurrence that France Ned person, the person who have the name Ned having the 10 quantity. So like that कि फ्रांस है उसमें टोनी नाम के बंदे 12 हैं, यूके है नेड नाम के बंदे 8 हैं, जर्मनी अनीता नाम के बंदे 4 हैं. सो इट्स लाइक दैट डेटा. सो व्हाट मेन थिंग इज दैट, मेन थिंग इज कि यहाँ पे जो डेटा है वो रो बेस्ड स्टोर है. सो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं इस तरीके से ये स्टोर्ड है रो वाइज. सो इट्स यू कैन से दैट फर्स्ट रो, then you can say that it's a second row, then you can say that it's a third row, and you can say that it's a fourth row. So every row have some indexing, like it's 1 2 3, then after 4 5 6 4 5 6 7 8 9, कुछ इस तरीके से इंडेक्सिंग होती है हर रो में. ओके, सो नाउ कम टू द कॉलम बेस्ड. कॉलम बेस्ड में देखते हैं कॉलम बेस्ड में क्या है. दिस इज अ कंट्री जिसका एक कॉलम बना, पर्सन जिसका एक कॉलम बना, एंड क्वांटिटी इसका एक कॉलम बना. ओके, नाउ हेयर indexing is 1 2 3 4. Okay, but if we are starting from the person, then again it will start from 1 2 3 4. Okay, not like 5 6 7 8. Okay, so this is like the column based architecture. तो इसमें क्या होता है, जब भी हम किसी तरह का डेटा स्टोर करेंगे तो कॉलम में कंट्री में अलग होगा, पर्सन का अलग होगा, क्वांटिटी का अलग होगा. तो दोनों तरीके से स्टोर करेगा, रो बेस्ड भी और कॉलम बेस्ड भी. तो इससे फायदा क्या है कॉलम बेस्ड स्टोर करने से. लेट्स से I want to fetch the मैक्सिमम क्वांटिटी, ओके, कि ऐसा बताओ जो मैक्सिमम क्वांटिटी है। तो मैक्स मेरे को एक फंक्शन लगाना है जिससे हम एग्रीगेट फंक्शन भी कहते हैं, कि मेरे को मैक्सिमम क्वांटिटी फैच करनी है, कि मैक्सिमम क्वांटिटी कहाँ पर है। तो हमें अगर मैक्सिमम क्वांटिटी फैच करनी है तो मैं क्या करूँगा, यहाँ पे जाने के बजाय, रो बेस में जाने के बजाय, कि मैं एक एक को रीड करूँ, कि फर्स्ट आई विल रीड दिस वन, देन आई विल दिस रीड सेकंड रो, then I will read third row, then I will read fourth row. I just directly go, I will go into the quantity and I will check that which quantity is the maximum. So that is the benefit of the column base. If we have any kind of aggregation function like sum, subtraction, maximum, minimum, so then it would be a good that you just directly go into that column and do the aggregation. So similarly, if I want to sum all the quantity, so I want to check that quantity total. Okay, what I will do is that I will just go into the quantity column and I will add up all the quantity. It will directly give me 32. Okay, so the time to execute this operation will be very less in compare of row store, because what will happen in the row store, it will go one by one in each row and then fetch the quantity and then do the aggregation. तो ये फायदा होता है आपका कॉलम बेस्ड में। इसके बाद हम देखते हैं कुछ और ऑपरेशंस, लाइक इन द रो स्टोर द डेटा स्टोरिंग लाइक दैट, कि पहले आपका जो फ्रांस है नेट 10, फ्रांस टोनी 12, यूके नेट 8, जर्मनी अनीता 4। तो हमें ये देखना है कि कब जो हमारा डेटाबेस है उसमें रो स्टोर रो वाइज अच्छा होगा और कब उसमें कॉलम स्टोर वाइज अच्छा होगा। तो लेट्स से नाउ आई हैव अ वन रिक्वायरमेंट इन विच आई वांट टू फेच द क्वांटिटी वेयर कंट्री इज इक्वल टू जर्मनी। तो इसे हम वेयर क्लॉज भी कहते हैं एसक्यूएल में। मेरे को ऐसी क्वांटिटी फैच करनी है जहां पे कंट्री जो है कंट्री वो जर्मनी है। So what will happen is that I want to check the execution time. I want to compare the execution time between the row store and column store. So here what will happen is that in the row store it will directly go to the Germany, okay, where country is equal to Germany, and will fetch the quantity, okay, will fetch directly the quantity here. So what will happen that it just need to read one tuple. Let's say हम इसे एक टपल का नाम देते हैं, तो इसे रीड करने में लेट्स से 1 सेकेंड लगते हैं, ठीक है। एक टपल को रीड करने में अगर मैं इसको रीड कर रहा हूं तो 1 सेकेंड लगेगा पूरा, दूसरे वाले को रीड कर रहा हूं तो 1 सेकेंड लगेगा, तीसरे वाले को रीड कर रहा हूं तो 1 सेकेंड लगेगा, और चौथे वाले को रीड कर रहा हूं तो 1 सेकेंड लगेगा। तो हो क्या रहा है, ये ऐसे जा नहीं रहा है, मतलब 1 बाय 1 नहीं जा रहा है, ये डायरेक्टली क्या करेगा, जर्मनी पे जाएगा और उसकी क्वांटिटी रीड कर लेगा। सो दैट इज द बेनिफिट कि वो डायरेक्टली जाएगा। बट लेट्स सी दैट दिस ऑपरेशन इन द कॉलम। सो व्हाट विल हैपन इज दैट हियर फर्स्ट इट विल गो इनटू द जर्मनी। तो जर्मनी पे जाने के लिए इसको ये पूरा जो है कॉलम रीड करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, कि कौन सा जर्मनी है। तो इसमें 1 सेकेंड जाएगा उसका। फिर ये क्या करेगा कि इसको उसके कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग जो क्वांटिटी है, ठीक है, वहां पे जाएगा। तो क्वांटिटी में जाने के लिए इसको क्वांटिटी वाला कॉलम भी रीड करना पड़ेगा। तो यहाँ पे टोटल कितना लग गया, इसको 2 सेकेंड लग गए, ठीक है। तो 2 सेकेंड्स इज टू रीड द क्वांटिटी वेयर कंट्री इज इक्वल टू जर्मनी। सो टोटल यहाँ पे 2 सेकेंड लग गए। बट here what how much time is required is 1 second. So here you can see that row operation is better than the column operation. So that is actually the benefit. So that's why SAP HANA supports both the operation row and column. If there is any aggregation, sum, minimum, maximum, then it would be a good that you will go through the column storage. But अगर आपको पूरे कुछ डेटा में से पूरे कुछ रिकॉर्ड्स चाहिए हैं, ठीक है, तो तब आपका रो स्टोर होता है। जैसे आपको ये पूरी लाइन चाहिए, ठीक है, आपको यूके में चाहिए कि उसके वो कितने पर्सन है वहाँ पे, किस नाम के पर्सन और कितनी क्वांटिटी है, देन इट विल बी गुड दैट यू विल गो टू द कॉलम स्टोर। तो ये आपको कहीं खुद से नहीं देना पड़ेगा, SAP HANA कैन एनालाइज इट फ्रॉम इन द डेटाबेस, ठीक है, कि उसे किस तरीके से आपको एग्जीक्यूट करके देना है, दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द डेटाबेस. So this is the benefit of row store and column store database. Now we will see one more thing in the column store database, one more benefit of S4HANA. So let's see. So here you can see that parallel processing. So it is also one of the important feature in the column based architecture. तो जैसे आपकी मेमोरी जो होती है वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होती है, जब भी आप किसी तरह का ऑपरेशन अप्लाई करते हैं वो मेमोरी कंज्यूम होती है, ठीक है। तो अगर आपके पास एक ही आपके पास कोर है, प्रोसेसर है, ठीक है, एक कोर है और आप रो बेस कर रहे हैं, तो वो क्या होगा, पूरी मेमोरी उसमें चली जाएगी, ठीक है। पूरी मेमोरी क्या होगी, इसमें इसको ऑपरेशंस में चली जाएगी, एक कोर में चली जाएगी, ठीक है। लेट्स से मेरे पास बहुत सारी टेबल्स हैं, उसमें रो बेस स्टोर्ड है और मैं उसमें सेल्स चेक करना चाहता हूँ, ठीक है। तो क्या होगा कि वो वन बाय वन चेक करेगा और फाइनली जहाँ पे जो मेरे को रिकॉर्ड चाहिए वो उसको फैच करके दे देगा। तो उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा कंज्यूम होगी मेमोरी। बट व्हाट हैपन इन द पैरेलल प्रोसेसिंग इज दैट, पैरेलल प्रोसेसिंग में अगर मेरे को किसी कॉलम ऑर्डर में लेट से मेरे को हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ ऑर्डर चाहिए, ठीक है, कितने ऑर्डर बने, ठीक है, हाईएस्ट नंबर, या फिर मेरे को ये चाहिए कि कितना एक डे में कितने जितने भी ऑर्डर बने उनका काउंट चाहिए मेरे को, ठीक है, मेरे को काउंट चाहिए कि कितने ऑर्डर बने, टोटल एक डे में कितने ऑर्डर बने उनका काउंट चाहिए। तो मैं क्या करूँगा, उसको उस पर प्रोसेसिंग कर दूंगा, ठीक है, और वो क्या चलेगी, कोर 1 में चली जाएगी। तो कोर 1 में जो भी मेमोरी है वो इंडिपेंडेंट होगी अदर प्रोसेसेस पे, कोर 2 पे, कोर 3 पे, कोर 4 पे। तो जो भी मेमोरी है दैट इज ओनली कंज्यूम्ड फॉर इन कोर 1 टू काउंट द ऑर्डर्स। ओके, सो नाउ अगेन द प्रोडक्ट कॉलम, now here I want to check that how many wheats I have sold. okay, so wheats कितना सोल्ड कराया मैंने, wheat कितना बेचा है। तो मैं क्या करूंगा, उसमें एक क्वेरी लगाऊंगा, उसमें एक कमांड लगाऊंगा जो खाली ये कैलकुलेट करेगी कि कितना wheat सोल्ड हुआ है। तो दैट इंडिपेंडेंटली गो इनटू द कोर 2। अभी यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, जो यहाँ पे मेमोरी कंज्यूम हो रही थी यहाँ पे, दैट आर टोटली इंडिपेंडेंट, सो दैट्स वी कॉल्ड एज अ पैरेलल प्रोसेसिंग। Similarly we can see in the core 3 and core 4, let's say I want to calculate the मैक्सिमम सेल्स हैपन। तो मैक्सिमम सेल्स मैं चेक करना चाहता हूं कि मैक्स कितनी हुई है, तो मैं ये फंक्शन इसमें दे दूंगा, कोर 3 में दे दूंगा, ठीक है। और अगर मैं चेक करना चाहता हूं मिनिमम सेल्स, ठीक है, तो मिनिमम सेल्स को मैं कोर 4 में दे दूंगा। तो यहां पे क्या है कि एक दूसरे की मेमोरी जो है वो जो भी मेमोरी है वो इंडिपेंडेंट है, कोर 1, कोर 2, कोर 3 एंड कोर 4 किसी की भी ओवरलैप नहीं हो रही, सब इंडिविजुअली प्रोसेस करेंगे एंड फाइनली आपको रिजल्ट्स दे देंगे। सो इससे क्या होता है, बहुत ज़्यादा एग्जीक्यूशन टाइम जो होता है वो कम हो जाता है एंड दैट इज एक्चुअली द बेनिफिट ऑफ पैरेलल प्रोसेसिंग। सो that's it in this lecture. I think you get a clear picture about what is S/4HANA, what is the advantage if any business shift to S/4HANA, ठीक है। तो पहले जो ECC वर्जन होते थे उनसे बढ़िया क्या है S/4HANA में, कैसे नया ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस आया, फ्यूरी जैसे आप एक्सेस दे सकते हो क्लाइंट को, गुड स्क्रीन लेआउट्स and fast operations that you all have seen in this lecture. I hope you like this lecture, and if you want to continue then you can just join our course and we will continue with you, and I will tell you some more other things in the S/4HANA and related to the MM part, okay, or SD part. So whatever you want to pursue I can tell you each and everything. Okay, so that is from my side. Thank you very much.